What can I say? You are so outstanding that I really, like, this is over, we can go now. I mean, you're really so good. And, you know, was it hard to get back into the Gollum mode?
It's the strangest thing about it was that, when we did the Lord of the Rings trilogy, I couldn't have been prepared for how Gollum was absorbed into public consciousness so much, and how many people would come up to him on a regular basis and ask me to do Gollum or, do their impersonations. And I've seen so many YouTube clips of Gollum being Sweded, and, I mean, so owning him again, possessing him, kind of because of course as an actor you've just got to rein it right in and kind of feel it from the inside, and I almost felt like I was doing an impersonation of myself for the first day, but we pretty soon got back into it.
Yeah, I've always wondered how many people come up to you and say, "Can you leave my voicemail for me?"
Yeah, right. Yeah, that happens on a regular basis.
I can't even imagine. What was the major differences? I mean, let's put it this way: when you did Lord of the Rings, this is a good 10 years ago, a while back. Now you're playing him again, but the differences in terms of the technology and the way Gollum is different. What was the thing that happened for you that blew your mind doing him this time?
Well, I mean, obviously I've been part of the way that the technology's kind of changed over the last 12 years, in fact. And so basically, in a nutshell, what we used to do in Lord of the Rings days was film my performance on 35mm on film with the other guys, Elijah Wood and Sean Astin. We'd all act together, but then I'd have to go and repeat the process on a separate stage at a later date in a motion capture suit. This time round, 12 years later, the scene that I did with Martin, I'm wearing a head-mounted camera. It's full performance capture as opposed to motion capture, which means it's capturing the facial expressions at the same time. So we only ever had to do it once, and all of the interaction was therefore much more connected and feels much more real. And of course, the look of the character, the muscles, the way they work, and all of that has been refined over the years as well. So there's a real fidelity to what I'm doing, with the underlying performance.
Yeah, and Gollum's like a spring chicken in this. What, he's 60 years younger, right?
He's so sexy now. I mean, it's it's really nice to actually play the heartthrob for a change.
Seriously, I have been campaigning for that forever. Yeah, really, Gollum for leading man. Seriously, gosh, gotta happen, Andy. I understand that was Martin's first scene that he shot working with you. So what was it like working with a newbie?
He's no newbie. But it was great. I know what you mean. He's such an inventive actor. He's brilliant, and we had great fun. And it was, like you say, in 276 days of shooting, it was day one, and we shot for 2 weeks on that scene. But every time we did it, we shot it as one long take. So it was really like doing a piece of theatre, and so we could invent. And Martin is. He can move around and change, and he was trying to define the role of Bilbo while we were doing this. So it was really exciting, kind of coming up with new stuff every single time, and different inflection and different meaning and different way of playing each moment. It was great.
Amazing. Your comfort zone with Peter Jackson, obviously, you guys probably finished each other's sentences at this point.
Almost.
Amazing.
Almost.
And he gave you such an honor, Andy, that you were able to direct some of the film. Tell me about that. And wow, what an amazing experience.
Yeah, it was. I mean, he's known that I wanted to direct for quite some time, and I was, I've, over the years, I've been directing video game projects and short films in the theatre, and was just about to start off directing my first feature when he said, "Look, will you come down and do the second unit on this? It'll give you a great experience." And my God, did it ever. I mean, it was like 200 days of shooting with the most extraordinarily kind of developed technology and a huge crew and great cast and shooting aerials and battle sequences, and as well as drama, and I mean, it was couldn't have wished for more.
Wow, so I think we have a director in our midst now?
Well, that's certainly what I'm heading for. I mean, I have a studio in London now, the Imaginarium, which is a performance capture studio, which also is a development company where we're creating our own projects. So that's one of the next thing I'm doing, actually.
Oh, good. What was the most challenging thing for you as a director working on this one?
Wow, I have to say probably it was the logistics of every day, a moving schedule. Well, you've got the 13 dwarves, but we need 6 of them on main unit, and so you can have 6 stunt doubles in, and everything, shifting sands all the time, and really being prepared, looking at previs and pre-visualized sort of animatics of the scenes that we were shooting, and then having to choose how set things up at a pace, and I mean it's a big challenge.
This is a big one, It's not some little indie movie we're talking here. It's kind of coming on. You obviously made lifelong friends working on Lord of the Rings. And did you ever think that you were going to be back in Middle Earth?
No, not really. No, well, actually, let's say that The Hobbit was always it was in the offing, but it was going to take years to sort of come round, I think. And but it was just great that it finally did. You know.
Why do you think people embraced it so much and are so looking forward to this film?
Well, I think Lord of the Rings kind of happened at a time of huge kind of world change, actually, and I think again we're going through seismic shifts in the way that the world, the belief systems in the world, and I think we turn to stories like this, which are very they're archetypal stories, they're big mythic kind of journeys, and somehow, although they're in a form of escapism, they actually say so much about the world that we live in.